Hello everyone, welcome to this session on Tableau with me, Abidulisa Begum. And today we are learning about Tableau worksheets. Not just worksheets, basically like how we did in the Tableau environment. The same thing we're going to do with how do you work with Tableau worksheet and how do you work on a Tableau dashboard and stories. What are all these? Because I'm sure you have heard about them and how do you work on them is what we're going to do today. So let's just move ahead towards the agenda of today's session. Now, the agenda here is pretty simple, like I said, Tableau worksheets, Tableau dashboards, and Tableau stories. What are all of these? And we'll also have a hands-on, like we would actually go to Tableau worksheets, Tableau dashboards, and Tableau stories. What all are included in them? We'll have a look at that. My name is Abidunisa Begum. I'm a technical trainer. I give trainings on different programming languages like R, Python, and for data visualization, I usually like to work on Tableau. So yeah, I think that's a bit about myself, and that should be enough for now. Now, what are Tableau worksheets? As you can see, I have just added a few images or icons of different what do you say types of graphs and charts. So what do you do in Tableau worksheets is you would be basically adding a lot of graphs, right? Not just a lot of graph in one sheet. You could probably add one graph. And what does these graphs or these reports do? What these reports show you is how is basically work going on, how is your work going on, right? Now for example, you can have a look at this bar graph, and I'm sure we all know this. What does this show? It shows an increase, probably if you're working for marketing team or if you're working into sales, you could probably know how are the sales happening. Or if you are working for a company, let's talk about a medical company. Okay, now you're working for a healthcare company. It could be for medicine, it could be for a hospital, and there as well. Now if you want to just know how is the patient's health, so is it improving or is it not, probably you can also show that using a report, right? Now that is again a report, so that also you can depict using Tableau worksheets. And just think of some examples what you guys can think of, and do let me know in the comment section below what else, what kind of reports can you prepare in the worksheets. Just imagine such reports and just write down in the comment section below. Now, one more example I would like to give is, as even as a student, when you prepare some reports or something, you're given a project and you want to prepare a report, right? If you are into some marketing or something, you will learn, BBA, MBA, when you are into marketing, you can also use Tableau then, because everywhere you need to prepare the reports, right? That's how it is. And that's where Tableau, and that's all about data science, data analysis. This is particularly a subject that is used in daily life, guys. Whatever we do, if we want to mark our day, suppose, I'm not sure how many of you are a big fan of journal writing, because I do. And when you are putting down the points of how your day was, and probably after a month you want to see how your day was, and no, we don't usually do this, but just in case if you want to do this, you can do this. How was your month, and how did it go, all that. And you can also, so that is also a way of looking at this and thus preparing reports. Now, Tableau dashboards. So this dashboard, I'm sure you are able to understand putting together all the worksheets. So all the reports together. Now, this you guys can understand very well if you are into sales, or probably BPO, maybe, yeah, where you will be seeing the performance of your sales team, the performance of your supports team, and you want to see your own performance, like how many calls could you make, and how many customers could you convert, and what are the different types of customers have you got, which part of the country, if it's about one country, or if it's about if it's an international BPO, then how many countries have you touched, so where all your customers are and how good they are spread, and what kind of customers, the age of your customer. So based upon all that, you can have different types of charts. So in worksheets, you'd be creating several charts or reports. Now put together all of those worksheets and graphs, you would be creating this dashboard. So all of them together will be this dashboards, and that's how you would be creating a dashboard. And how do you do that? I'd be showing you following sessions. So I hope you have understood what a dashboard does. Dashboard basically gives you an idea of how the work has been going in one complete sheet. Now, basically all the reports in one complete sheet, one single sheet. That's how a dashboard would help you understand. Tableau stories, this is a very good option that's been given by Tableau. And in Tableau stories, what you do is, like in Tableau dashboards, you basically get everything, put together all the worksheets or all the reports. Similarly, in Tableau stories, you get to put together all the worksheets as well as if you have created different dashboards. Now, how does this help you? So it's something, it's not exactly the explanation, but then, something similar to PowerPoint. So when you are preparing PowerPoint presentation, you put all your work together and you try to give a presentation. Now that's what Tableau Stories is about. You put together all the dashboards created by you put together all the worksheets created by you, and then you present it in front of your client or probably your manager. So that's how these Tableau stories help us, right? So what can you do is you have prepared few worksheets or few reports, then you have prepared few dashboards based on that for different teams. Now you would definitely think of, why do we want to put all of them together, or why would we have different dashboards? So definitely there are different teams in a company, and for every team there could be a different dashboard. So suppose there could be a training team, there could be a sales team, there could be a marketing team, and there could be these managers who have to, have a look at all the dashboards all together, right? So that's how these Tableau stories can work, can help us. So we would be creating these different dashboards as a business intelligence engineer or a manager, whatever you want to call it. What you would be doing is you would be showing the your client different dashboards, creating different dashboards, and these if these dashboards are interactive, how do they work? The best part about stories is you can also add some comments in those. So what is every part used in your dashboard, or used for in your dashboard, or even in your worksheets, what is, why have you created that? So all these you can add in your Tableau stories and basically present them. So I guess now you understand this. Definitely we'll have a short recap as well. So what we would do now is, this is our Tableau public. I'm sure you guys remember this. Now what we would be doing is we have selected one sheet, and you can see here, this is for Tableau worksheet, right? So you can click on sheet one. This is our worksheet. This is where we work on, right? Then you have a Tableau dashboard. Then you have new story. So these are the three options you have. Now what do you do in a sheet? You would be creating a so what would you do? You would be creating a chart, a report, and then probably uh, you can create a dashboard based upon that. Okay, let's not do this. Let's see. Okay, I had to add something else as well, but let's just do this for now. And the shipping mode, right? And then, okay, we have something called as list of orders as well. Now we got the count too. See if we can create any other, right? So I could create one sheet here. So this is my area chart, and this is how it looks. So in that particular year, how many orders and what was the shipping mode, right? And you can change the this type also. Well, about these different modifications that you can do, we'll talk about it later. But for now, this is how we created our report here. Then we can create a dashboard. Since we have only one worksheet, it doesn't look good. What we would do is we'd create another worksheet. Oops. Okay, so what do? We'll just add another sheet here. And in that sheet, let's just create some other, let's just create an other report. And what would that report be? Order ID and order date. Does that give me any report? Okay, maybe I'll also need some list of orders. right? So that's again there, and let me see what kind of report can I create using that. Okay, so this does not have to give me, uh, this is just to explain you guys how does this work. Okay, now I got another report here. Okay, so now I have two worksheets ready here, and you can also rename them. I'm sure you know how to do that. We just rename them over here, right? So we have two worksheets. Now coming to our dashboards. So we can add an area chart as well as a bar chart. Now remember, when you are creating a dashboard, what you need to remember is these two have to be related, these reports. You cannot just take one sheet from a completely different set of data and the other sheet from a completely different set of data. There has to be something related to each other to create an interactive dashboard. So suppose if I add a filter over here, and I want to have a look at different aspects in this. Okay, so if one column or one variable in area chart is similar to the bar chart, then that would definitely help me understand the dashboard. So what I'm trying to say here is the values here should be interrelated, right? The charts that we put in here, they have to be interrelated. Now coming to stories, what I can do is how to create stories, dashboards, and all that. We would definitely learn that. But for now, for us to understand, okay, I'm just showing you how do you do that. So you can add all of these together, right? So you have your area chart, you have your bar chart, and you have all of them put together, right? So this is your story, and you can add a caption, you can add comments to it. All that, how do we do? I'll just explain you. But before that, right, this was just to show you that we have so many functionalities in Tableau, and you can create all of these. So I really hope you were able to understand. Now what we would do is, let's just have a small recap of all that we did. We understand what is Tableau worksheet. Now we understand what's a Tableau dashboard, and we also understand what are Tableau stories. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section, and I would definitely reply back to you. Thank you very much, guys, for being with me throughout this session. Have a great day ahead and happy learning.